Wednesday, February 24th. Looking right here at just in this area of the sky alone, I don't know, at least 50 to 75 trails, all moving completely on their own. And as I've said over and over, that these are not chemtrails, and that anybody can see these things if they just go out and watch for themselves, which many of you are, of course. Let's just watch this area right here for a minute. Now, what is creating these things? Some people, and in some instances, probably, I believe some are probably created, like right there, maybe by craft. Some created by objects themselves. Other people say tracking system, which I don't believe that. But each to his own belief, of course. I myself, I would say craft and objects. Objects meaning round objects or otherwise. And no, I'm not necessarily saying planets. Maybe some, probably some. But either way, the main point is that these are obviously not created by planes. You look at how fast this is forming right here. And all these trails are moving. I mean, it's pretty incredible. Why is it all happening? I do not know. I don't have the answer for that. Nor do I have all the answers for it all, period, either, anyway. I've never claimed that I do. But more people need to start realizing this is not happening or caused or created by planes. And I know I'm being repetitive for those of you who've been here for a long time, but I mean, I have to be, because basically about majority of the world thinks that all this stuff is created by planes when it isn't. Just look at how fast all that is creating or forming itself, or whatever it's going to be. So how can anyone say that right there was caused by planes? And also, by the way, all this stuff happens very frequently. Well, you'll see all that. Well, if you're looking or paying attention, where any people can see all this kind of thing will keep happening right here, and it'll keep happening and doing it for hours and hours on end until finally, sometimes, not all the time, it'll turn into a complete whiteout sky. And a lot of people always think that all that is caused by a bunch of chemtrails when it isn't. And no, it starts out very often something like this, a lot of something like this, and then this will keep happening until it covers the whole entire sky, and then all this kind of stuff keeps going on, but no one's seeing it because it's a complete whiteout. That happens a lot. usually, or a lot of times, or sometimes, down here we'll have, I'll see all this for a couple of days, and then we'll turn into, we'll have a whiteout for a couple of days in a row, just like a lot of other places, or all around the world. Sometimes it's intermixing or interacting with our clouds, our weather, sometimes not. I mean, I can't always necessarily determine that. I think it's definitely influencing it. And a lot of these things, like this right here, I mean, it appears that it's right here, like it's our clouds, right? But I don't know. Is this all right here actually in our atmosphere, as it appears that it is? That's hard to say. And you're like, what is going on right there? See, and then look right here. This is the biggest reason why they fly the chemtrails. See this one going up right here? He just flew from up there downward, but did so purposely at an angle. Why? Because he wanted to make it look like a V or whatever, to mock this one right here, which I've been sitting here watching, which I'll continue to watch just to show you guys, or for people that need to see. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger because it came up from down right there, back that way, and then started moving up. So if it was a chemtrail, number one, how could it be moving upward on its own? Well, the key always is on its own. Period. That's the difference between a chemtrail and these other trails, which are being created by objects that, for the most part, no one is seeing, by the way, or however you think, but it's not from a plane. And there's the chemtrail, like I said. And they especially do this. They especially do this in the pictures I always see in the front of geoengineering videos, and other people's as well, where you see a bunch of lines all across the sky. And that's because, I mean, the system is random at best. It'll come and create a trail like that, maybe 2, 3, 4 of them, however many. And so what do? They'll come along and do like they just did right here. They'll fly one parallel to this one perhaps, and then if there was another, say like 5 of these, which there could be, it could be 8, 10, I mean, who knows how many. And they'll come and they'll crisscross them, even though the chemtrails are always in front of these, but by appearance, by the eye, to most people. So when they come out, you know, most people, because they're not paying attention, they look and they see a bunch of lines, when really, like half of them or more, if not, I mean, usually way more than half of them, are actually trails like this, created by the system. And they went and flew and mocked them with a bunch of chemtrails to keep fooling people. Because they're not going to ever tell anybody that this is happening. So there you have it. Getting bigger and bigger, as they most of the time always do. And moving upwards, in this case, But that's not always the case. Sometimes it's sideways, diagonally. It's whatever the system does.